Anyway, that this will create an extra workload for our staff, and there are much larger staffs of other jurisdictions out there who have done this. So I'm just concerned about reinventing the wheel, which is why I'm arguing in favor of option 2.
Mr. Mayor, I have one more comment. Any option that basically allows 3 of you to basically start hiring a lawyer and harassing another elected official is basically unacceptable and undemocratic. Basically, if we want to put in a source of where mediation is brought in, maybe from the municipal affairs, and then at that point, violations of the community charter and code of conduct can basically be expressed to council so that we do abide by the law and don't break the community charter, then that would be an option I would be in favor of. But if this option that you're presenting right now doesn't have that clause or that ability to protect all of council, then this is not what we need to basically stop.
Mr. Mayor, can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
I have a question for Councillor Elliott. I'm sorry, have you read the agenda? Are you aware of what we're discussing right now?
I'm aware of all the legal documentation that's been sent to me. Have you read the legal documentation?
That's not what I'm asking, Councillor Elliott. I am asking you if you are aware of the motion that we are discussing right now.
I have briefly looked through it, yes.
Yeah, thanks for trying to keep us on topic. Would anybody like to make another motion at this point?
I would like to move that option number 1 and 2 be approved.
I'll second that.
Okay. Discussion?
I move that it be postponed and then basically give them more time.
Sorry, we have a motion on the floor already.
Okay, never mind.
No discussion? All those in favor?
Ellis, Marquette.
Joseph?
Davis?
No.
The democratic process.
It is.
Okay. Next. That actually brings us up to council report. Okay, I'll start. We scheduled another committee of the whole meeting to allow the public to make submissions and ask questions about the annual report, but not the statement of financial information, as that has been posted and audited. Based on the submissions and questions, council can consider a resolution to amend the annual report. This achieves the substantive purpose of Section 99 of the Community Charter. This meeting will be held this Thursday, July 6th at 4 p.m. I was sorry to see the plane crash that occurred on June 20th at the cut by Mazzino Point. Many citizens noticed it after hearing the explosion and seeing the smoke rising. Response was immediate due to its proximity to Tahsis. The ambulance service, the Coast Guard, and ultimately Comox Air Force Base responded, along with the BC Wildfire Service, due to the blaze that started in the forest. There were 2 survivors, but there were also 2 fatalities. Our hearts go out to the friends and family of those involved. The float plane was en route from Masset to Tofino. We have received grant funding for sewer infrastructure upgrades. For years, the North Sewage Treatment Plant has been in poor condition and in the past has failed, resulting in a release of raw sewage. To fix this, we will be decommissioning the North Plant, cross-connecting the 2 sewer mains, reversing and adding to the pumping system, and upgrading the South Plant to meet the enhanced requirements that will be coming. For this, we'll be receiving $714,000 from the federal government, $595,000 from the provincial government, with the village contribution being $476,000. This will prevent future failures of the system and bring us into compliance. After a brief hiatus during COVID-19, the Strathcona Regional District has hired a new coordinator, community health coordinator, tasked to bring in a new table of partners and to reinvigorate the Strathcona Community Health Network. The network is actively recruiting folks from rural and remote regions to have their voice heard about the needs of their community. This network addresses issues such as mental health and substance abuse and finds ways to assist our community in dealing with these and other health problems. You do not need to be in a particular career or role to apply. It is free to apply and is important for representatives to be present from all across Strathcona Regional District. For further information, you can contact Strathcona Regional District. I mentioned our office that has information regarding it too. The RCMP have reported on incident numbers from the first quarter, April to June. In Tahsis, there have been 60 calls for service. Currently, the Nooka Sound detachment is almost fully staffed with the recent arrival of Sergeant Young and Constable Wesleyan, which brings us to 5 of 6 operational members. For questions or comments, contact Sergeant Young at the Nooka Sound detachment and go over it. And that's my report. Councillor Joseph.
I as well just wanted to offer my sincere condolences to the members who were lost in the plane crash. And I'd like to welcome Councillor Elliott back. It's nice of him to join us. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for that. Councillor Fowler.
I didn't prepare a written report today, but I did bring some paperwork that I got. This is the Canoe hatchery report of how many fish they've released and ponded. That add to that the 300,000 that we've done locally here in the Tahsis Volunteer Hatchery. Also, I attended the BC Coastal Marine Strategy, and so I've gotten some papers and coloring sheets from that also, but the main important part is the intentions paper. I'll leave this here for people to look at if they want, and I brought a picture from Canada Day, so that is my paper report that I'll provide. I also, to add to the condolences, I would also like to pass my condolences to the Finney family of Tahsis. Thank you.
And I also forgot to thank you for attending Canada Day. Unfortunately, I was out of town helping to build a woodshed for our local caver's cabin up in the woods. The group came up that weekend. Okay, Councilor Milfa.
No report other than, again, I would also like to extend my condolences to the families that were involved in the plane crash and the Finney family.
Thanks for that. Councillor Elliott, go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have a brief statement I wish to make. This is by no means criticizing any member of the administration of this village. I initially ran for council to ensure lower taxes, proper maintenance of our infrastructure and assets, and to avoid deficit spending that would promote future investment. I believe an elected official should always be prepared to answer questions from the public. To ignore the questions indicates that you're in the wrong occupation. I swore an oath to abide by the laws of this country. When I exposed questionable activities of my fellow elected officials, they adopted an illegal bylaw at a closed meeting where they would have the village finance their legal attack upon me, and I would have to finance my own defense. My retirement plans didn't include a budget for legal expenses. If so, it would have been game on. Unfortunately, the provincial government does not enforce the community charter, and I have been unsuccessful in obtaining assistance from that Ministry of Municipal Affairs concerning those matters. I've been a victim of slanderous verbal attacks from the mayor in council meetings and at a local business. I've been censored for the same violation that the mayor committed when he released details on the strategic economic plan, a plan that cost the taxpayers substantially and came out of the ATV trail funding. What is very confusing is how council expected to hide the fact that they were spending your tax dollars on a legal attack against me. This is completely undemocratic. After reading some of the deviant comments made by a member of this council at a closed meeting, I do not feel safe in their company. Therefore, after numerous conversations with members of our community, I have not changed my mind concerning my previous announcement to resign on September 19th. I wish to convey my appreciation to those who have shown an overwhelming amount of support. This council was elected by the village. If we, the citizens, are unhappy with their conduct, we, the citizens, have but three options. Members of this community can take the elected officials to the Supreme Court and have them disqualified from office. The village, number two, can organize a referendum to have the status of this village dissolved and put under the control of the regional district. This would greatly reduce our taxes and ensure that we are all treated equally when receiving services concerning our infrastructure. Or we can wait till the next election. And this is why I urge all of you to join the Tahsis Taxpayer Association. They need your support to tabulate the actions of this council and to ask the questions that this council needs to answer. After all, politicians are like diapers. Eventually, they have to be changed. Thank you for coming out tonight.
Motion to receive all reports.
Move that all reports be received. Second, Northcutt.
All those in favor?
Fowler, Northcutt.
Elliot?
Joseph.
I'll vote no on this one. Because I object to several of the statements Councillor Elliott made.